Seeing the man before him, he raised his arms and cried, "Nymphs of the spring, daughters of Zeus, if ever Odysseus burnt you a thigh bone and rich fat, a ram's or kid's thigh bone, hear me, grant my prayer. Let our true Lord come back, let heaven bring him to rid the earth of these fine courtly ways." Melanthius picks up around the town all wine and wind, bad shepherds, ruined flocks. Melanthius the goatherd answered, "Bless me, the dog can snap. How he goes on! Some day I'll take him in a slave ship overseas and trade him for a herd. Old Silver Bow, Apollo, if he shot clean through Telemachus in hall today, what luck! Or let the suitors cut him down. Odysseus died at sea, no coming home for him." He flung this out and left the two behind to come on slowly, while he went hurrying to the king's hall. There he slipped in and sat among the suitors, beside the one he doted on, Eurymachus. Then working servants helped him to his meat, and the mistress of the larder gave him bread. Reaching the gate, Odysseus and the forester halted and stood outside, for harp notes came around them rippling on the air, as Phemios picked out a song. Odysseus caught his companion's arm and said, "My friend, here is the beautiful place. Who could mistake it? Here is Odysseus's hall. No hall like this. See how one chamber grows out of another. See how the court is tight with wall and coping. No man-at-arms could break this gateway down. Your banqueting young lords are here in force, I gather, from the fumes of mutton roasting and strum of harping, harping which the gods appoint sweet friend of feasts." "And, oh my swineherd," you replied, "that was quick recognition, but you are no numbskull, in this or anything. Now we must plan this action. Will you take leave of me here and go ahead alone to make your entrance now among the suitors? Or do you choose to wait? Let me go forward and go in first. Do not delay too long. Someone might find you skulking here outside and take a club to you, or heave a lance. Bear this in mind, I say." The patient hero Odysseus answered, "Just what I was thinking. You go in first, and leave me here a little. But as for blows and missiles, I am no tyro at these things. I learned to keep my head in hardship. Years of war and years at sea. Let this new trial come. The cruel belly, can you hide its ache? How many bitter days it brings. Long ships with good stout planks athwart. Would fighters rig them to ride the barren sea except for hunger? Sea wolves, woe to their enemies." While he spoke, an old hound, lying near, pricked up his ears and lifted up his muzzle. This was Argos, trained as a puppy by Odysseus, but never taken on a hunt before his master sailed for Troy. The young men afterward hunted wild goats with him, and hare and deer, but he had grown old in his master's absence. Treated as rubbish now, he lay at last upon a mass of dung before the gates. Manure of mules and cows, piled there until field hands could spread it on the king's estate. Abandoned there and half destroyed with flies, old Argos lay. But when he knew he heard Odysseus's voice nearby, he did his best to wag his tail, nose down, with flattened ears, having no strength to move nearer his master. And the man looked away, wiping a salt tear from his cheek. But he hid this from Eumaeus. Then he said, "I marvel that they leave this hound to lie here on the dung pile. He would have been a fine dog from the look of him, though I can't say as to his power and speed when he was young. You find the same good build in house dogs. Table dogs landowners keep all for style." And you replied, Eumaeus, a hunter owned him, but the man is dead in some far place. If this old hound could show the form he had when Lord Odysseus left him, going to Troy, you'd see him swift and strong. He never shrank from any savage thing he'd brought to bay in the deep woods. On the scent no other dog kept up with him. No misery has him in leash. His owner died abroad, and here the women slaves will take no care of him. You know how servants are. Without a master they have no will to labor or excel. For Zeus, who views the wide world, takes away half the manhood of a man. That day he goes into captivity and slavery. Eumaeus crossed the court and went straight forward into the Megaron among the suitors. But death and darkness in that instant closed the eyes of Argos, who had seen his master, Odysseus, after 20 years.